Thank you for joining us today. I'd like to dive right into the controversy surrounding the state government's amnesty program for bandits. One of the major arguments by critics is that this program ignores the victims of these terrorists and their action, and instead provides incentive to the bandits themselves. How do you respond to these concerns?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I can say clearly that what you're talking about is more of a speculation and hearsay, because I was watching few people talking about the amnesty, the peace arrangement, the Kaduna model, but I can say here that none of them bothered to inquire, to know the process. They are probably, I would have called them insecurity merchants, but I don't want to call them that name for now. But the most important thing is that this process have been in place for the last 6 months. So when I came out, the day we had the first agreement in Benungwali local government, I made it clear to everyone. It was widely covered that the process started about 6 months ago. And of course, if you watch what we did that day, you will see that there was a representative of the Office of the National Security Advisor, the representative of the Chief of Defense Staff, all the relevant security agencies in Nigeria were there. Some people are not really versatile with the law of our country and the Constitution. Of course, they want to quickly come out and make statements without clarification, without information. I could have said that maybe they responded or they made their position out of ignorance, but to be frank, I don't want to say it's mischief, but I would say out of ignorance. The most important thing is, look, it was a result of a lot of conversation. Most of those victims you're talking about were there even when we had the first meeting at the palace of the Emir of Benungwali, and we're doing this thing local government by local government in Kaduna State. Yesterday, another team went to Giwa, local government, but the first one was in Benungwali, and we will head to Kachia in the next 2 weeks. So there are some local governments that are front lines in Kaduna State. Okay. There are about 6 local governments. So it's not about, there are a lot of local governments in Kaduna that never knew anything banditry. They had no idea about insecurity, because we have 23 local governments, but the local governments that are affected are just about 6 local governments in the whole of Kaduna State. And of course, when you go to some local government, you talk to them about insecurity, they will be looking at you. They are farming there, they're doing everything, nobody was kidnapped, they don't know anything about that. But of course, government did not just go in there. The communities came together. In Kaduna State, since I was elected, we have State Security Council, where traditional rulers, religious leaders, all the security agencies, local government chairmen, elected members of the State Assembly, youth leaders, women leaders, community leaders come together to always have meetings both at the local government level and at the state level. So it's as a result of that that the community, particularly Benungwali, approached me and said, look, at this juncture, we are one of the local governments in Kaduna State that will have a lot of farmers, but we don't go. In the last 2 years, we are suffering. But please, can we come and sit down? And what did I do? The first thing I did, knowing the Constitution very well, I approached the Office of National Security Advisor, approached the Office of the all the relevant security agents. I sat down and said, can you give me your security report? Can I know some of the information you have and the intelligence you have? I'm the governor, but if you know the Constitution of Nigeria, the governor do not control the military, do not control the police, but as a governor, I'm the chief security officer of the state. What is more important for me is the peace of the people of my own state. I don't care about people that will come and be complaining when they do not even engage in the so-called victims. But the victims, I engage them, I sat down with them in Benungwali, and I'm going to other part of Kaduna State to sit down with.
I hear you clearly, Mr. Governor, but allow me to butt in. You know, the program you made reference to earlier is an independent program on TVC, And I saw that interview myself. One of the issues raised by one of the stakeholders, I believe, is the consultation process you talked about, particularly with Christian leaders. They are saying before embarking on this program, I'm sure you are aware there's a perceived religious undertone to the attacks on churches and the fact that many religious leaders are against the pardon and amnesty. Is that something that you are willing to address?
Okay, as I'm speaking with you, just an hour ago, the chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Kaduna branch, left my office. He is fully involved. So, you see, maybe one or two people are not involved. They conclude that nobody was involved. The current chairman of Kaduna State left my office about 1 hour ago. We had a lot of consultation. Let me tell you, people are, in Kaduna, since I became governor, there was never any security, communal or religious crisis. Some people are not happy about that. They want to bring religious tension. What has meeting with Benengwari community got to do? Can they mention one person from Benengwari who has approached them and told them because I'm a Muslim or a Christian, one of my person have been killed? I want to challenge them to tell me one person. Don't speak for the victim when you don't have facts. When I went to Benengwari, the emir of Benengwari, in his wisdom, gathered everyone together. And he asked me, look, Your Excellency, I've been the emir of Benengwari for over 3 decades. I know the terrain, I know everyone. And this is the security intelligence available to me. And this is what is available. So I look at the report, I talk to him, I talk to everyone. Nobody talk about religion. Because for those who are talking about religion are religious bigots in Kaduna. Right.
Mr. Governor,
let me tell you something.
I think that the bone of contention here really has to do with the amnesty and pardon component of the Kaduna model program. Many have questioned, for instance, how you intend to achieve sustainable peace without justice for previous crimes. What do you say, for instance, to victims of crimes committed by the beneficiaries of this peace agreement? What measures are in place to ensure justice and closure for the victims?
Anybody who, we have a committee jointly between Kaduna State Government, the Office of International Security Advisor, all the relevant security agencies in Kaduna State and the federal level. So what are we doing? If anyone is found coming out, making case about injustice against him, the government, not only Kaduna State Government, the federal government and Kaduna State Government will look at the issue critically and address the issue. But as of this moment, what is available to me, I have not had anyone coming to me, including those that are speaking. Show me one person you are aware who have killed anyone or who have done anything. I can tell you, you know my background. I've spent most part of my life as a civil rights activist. Most of the people speaking, they don't know my antecedent. I fought for democracy, I fought for justice, I fought for rule of law in Nigeria. I went to detention several times, fighting for the less privileged and the vulnerable and the voiceless in Nigeria. That is my record. Most of them never had something like that in their life. So what am I talking about? If there's any case of injustice, someone report to me, you know what? I will insist. Remember, only 2 weeks ago, I was in Chidunburi to mark the 1-year anniversary, and I made it clear. And I made a call to federal government that we are still looking to ensure that those people that committed that incident are brought to book. That was me 2 weeks ago. And still, what I'm talking about, instead of people going to the media to talk, they should approach me. We sat down with the communities and I told them, please, if there's anybody that has any issue that he wants us to fight, because I cannot do anything except I have information. And I tell them, bring the information, I will be there for you because that is my antecedent.
All right.
Spending many years as a civil rights activist, you know my antecedent. I fought even before I became governor. And
I hear you, Your Excellency. Critics have also questioned the sincerity of the repentant bandits. You know, they say with no penalty for past crimes, they stand the risk of a resurgence in violence if proper reintegration fails. They are asking, what is the proof of repentance? Did they acknowledge they are wrong And how do you guarantee them that they won't return to hurt them in the future?
I can tell you here, this is one SA Kaduna model. I'm being sincere to you. What happened in the past, there was trust deficit in the past. And some people use money to now sit down with the bandits. But in this one, no monetary issues involved. Nobody is given 1 naira. And we're doing this with expert. There's a head of counterterrorism, General Laka, who's an expert, who was involved in a lot of issues like that. And we are following international best practice. That's what we're following. And in any case, I can assure you, since this agreement started, nobody in Kaduna will tell you anybody has been kidnapped or anything in Kaduna. We're making progress. The communities are happy. They're jubilating. So the people that are speaking, they should go to the communities, talk to them, and they'll tell you, we're happy with what the governor is doing. So don't speak for people when they don't give you the mandate to speak for them. I was a civil rights activist, and I know when we are speaking for people, we'll go to hear their position, but don't come and be talking when you don't have facts. But the fact of the matter is that, look, everybody in Kaduna State knows me fully, that I'm someone who doesn't believe in the religious difference, ethnic difference, or political affiliation.
All right.
Since I became governor. That is my record.
The Kaduna Model program has been touted as a comprehensive solution. In terms of results, we understand that your government has been able to recover over 200 kidnapped victims since the commencement of this initiative. There are questions, however, as to whether we are resolving the root causes of this challenge. Root causes of unemployment, poverty, scarcity of resources, proliferation of small arms, and what have you.
Yeah, I agree 200% because when you look at, a lot of people might not understand the problem of banditry, kidnappings in the northwestern part of Nigeria. It's not the same thing with Boko Haram issue in the south, in the northeast. And it's more of an economic issue to some extent. And that is the reason why, like I said, we cannot address the issue using only kinetic approach. You must always look at the non-kinetic approach to resolve this issue. If anyone tells you we can address the issue of kidnappings, the issue of insurgency in the northwest only using kinetic approach, you will not succeed. I remember the first meeting I had with the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, who fortunately is from Kaduna, from Zangon Katapi. He was the first person that met me and told me and said, look, Your Excellency, you have to focus on non-kinetic approach. Who am I to argue with him? Because he's an expert. He's someone that was involved in a lot of issues like that, and he showed me the result. So I am following people that have intelligence, I'm following people that have experience, I'm following people that have the record. That's what we're doing. Christopher Musa is from Zangon Katapi, from Kaduna. There are people that I sat down with them. But if you want me to sit down with everyone, we wouldn't have achieved this. Because there are some people that you don't have to discuss most of those nitty-gritty with them because it's a security issue. And I can tell you, the root cause of this problem, when I sat down with him at Binongwari, he told me clearly, most of those bandits were born in his presence in Binongwari local government. He knows their parents, he knows their families. Suddenly, you are the same people that were kidnapping the people there. And let me tell you, kidnapping is something that cannot be done without the connivance of the people within the immediate communities. Let me tell you that. But if you don't address this issue holistically, like you said, we have to look at the non-kinetic approach, where we look at the economic issues. As I'm speaking with you, when I look at the issue when I was elected, I look at the statistics. In Kaduna, out of the 4,000 primary schools we have in Kaduna, about 400, as I'm speaking with you, are closed because the areas are vulnerable. And today, I'm opening those schools because of this agreement. That is number one. We have about 162 schools that were closed, secondary schools. And because of this agreement, most of these schools are open now. Our farmers are going to farm now. 4 major markets, we have opened them. And since that agreement, I have not had any issue of kidnappings or banditry.
There is no doubt about
if you are in my position.
Yes, there is no doubt about the successes, right? I think the issue has to do with probing the sustainability. We're running out of time now, Governor Sani. We have just about 3 more minutes. We are discussing a program here that combines reconciliation with rehabilitation and reintegration. Is there a robust program of that nature to victims of this crime?
Fantastic.
Those who have lost limbs, who have lost breadwinners and what have you?
Right now, as I'm talking to you, we have a comprehensive arrangement. Right now, there's agency, National Bureau of Statistics in Abuja, as well as the National Identity Card Department. Only last week, myself and the National Security Advisor have asked them to move to these communities so that they can be able to capture all those people that were victims. It's either they lost their parents or someone, or maybe some form of injustice meted against them in the last 10 years or even 12 years. So we are taking the statistics, and I can tell you, we have a robust, comprehensive arrangement where all of those people will be settled, compensated, and ensuring that we address the problem of injustice meted against them. This is what we are doing. But if you want me to come out and tell the people this is the plan, it's not yet. But I can tell you we're doing that in collaboration with the Office of the National Security Advisor, other relevant security agencies, and the National Identity Card Office, where we are capturing all of these people. We are going to support them. We are going to reintegrate them. We are going to do whatever we need to do. Even those that lost everything, we are going to compensate them. This is what we are doing. Even in an era of war, there must be reconciliation. When people are saying there shouldn't be reconciliation, what are we talking about? We are government. We have tried kinetic approach for how many years? Have we succeeded? We have to look at another option. And the people who elected me are jubilating. They are happy. These are the people that matters to me. Including the victims, they are also jubilating. So I can assure you, Kaduna model will certainly be copied by other states. Only a few days ago, I was talking to some governors, even some people that were kidnapped in other states. I can tell you, because of what we started, they are being released. You only heard of those released from Kaduna. But I can tell you, there are other people kidnapped in other neighboring states that have soon been released. We will soon announce that.
All right.
This is as a result of what we've done in Kaduna State. And by the grace of God, like I said, this is not about religion. This is not about ethnicity. This is not about anything, politics. Right. It's about bringing peace, unity, tranquility, and economic prosperity to the people of Kaduna State.
Governor Sani, we've completely run out of time. Hopefully, we'll find some more time subsequently to take you on issues like state police that you've been advocating for and several other developing issues in Kaduna. Perhaps you want to give us your commitment that you will come again on the show, Your Excellency.
I'm ready to come back anytime he wants me, and particularly the issue of state police, because remember, it was my bill in the Senate.
Indeed.
And I'm happy that 4 years after, Nigerians are beginning to believe. Just like now, keep it another 2 years, people will support what I'm doing. I did the state police in the 9th Senate. Indeed. I was opposed. Today, now, thank you very much.
We'll work out something in the new year. Compliments of the season, and thank you for talking to us, Governor Sani.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
That's our show today, everyone. You can watch it again at midnight and at 6.